We know when our kids are being disrespectful, right?
Oh, yes. 100%. Those yelling and screaming,
Throwing things,
talking back.
rolling their eyes.
Now, what do? I'm Alexandra Lilly, and this is Donna Palmer. And in this video, we're going to give you 5 tips on what you can do right now to make sure that your child is respecting you.
Yeah.
But before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you are notified anytime we release a new video on how to handle your child's challenging behaviors.
Now, why should you listen to us?
Because we are parents, just like you.
Alexandra has young kids, I have older kids, but guess what? We all deal with the same thing every day. And not just our kids, the kids that we work with. And guess what? Over the years, we've learned some strategies, we've learned some tips that we have been using, and we've been getting great success. So we just want to share them with you so that you can experience what we've been experiencing.
Which is respect.
Right. So before we go any further, let us define what respect is. So I'm just going to read. The definition of respect is a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievements. It is also a regard for the feelings, wishes, rights, or traditions of others. Now, that's quite a mouthful.
Yeah.
But really in this session, we want to talk about respect in its most basic form, which is really being mindful of how my behaviors affect others.
Right.
And that's all we're going to talk about today. We're not going to get into all the other aspects of respect. We just want to deal with the most basic definition, which is, how does my behavior affect other people? Plain and simple. Okay, so how about we just get real, Alexandria? Okay? Think about when your child is being disrespectful. What are you feeling? What is happening in the moment?
Anger. Frustration.
Yeah.
I'm going to wring your neck.
And then sometimes their disrespect is targeting your core values.
Yes, and that's why it hurts.
Yeah, because you feel like their behavior is invalidating what you stand for, what you believe in. And do you know what? Like, those are strong emotions.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
And it can kind of make you lose a bit of control.
Bitter?
Okay, fine. Big control, a lot of control.
Yeah. Because you know what? When we are on the receiving end of disrespectful behaviors, as parents, we feel hurt and we feel angry. We have so much emotions mixed up in one. The big question is then, when we feel all these things, how are we behaving?
Right.
Right? How do you behave when you are being disrespected?
I just yell, get very angry, and probably not very nice to the person that's disrespecting me.
Nice. Which is your?
My children.
Right. So let's really get real about this, because when we're disrespected, whether it's our children, by someone else, it doesn't matter who it is, we are human beings as well as parents, and we feel these emotions.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about what we're going to do about these emotions. So let's get going. So we're going to talk about the tips, 5 tips. But one of the things I really want us to understand is that the reason why our children are not respecting us the way they should is because we have some mindsets that is pretty faulty. And because of those mindsets, our kids are not respecting us the way they should.
Right.
So we are going to address those mindsets, and we are going to give you a tip for each mindset that you can use that is going to get your child to respect you.
Okay, so the first mindset is that we feel that we should be respected because we are your parents. I am your mother and you should respect me.
Exactly. How does that work? How does that work when you get angry and you start yelling
It doesn't work.
Right? Because remember, we're talking about respect in the most basic form.
Right.
How does my behavior
impact
Yep.
others? So how is what I'm doing impacting my children?
So you yelling, screaming, probably saying things that
Are not very nice sometimes.
then really that is not being respectful.
Right.
So your expectation of getting respect just because you're a mom is unrealistic, and it's not going to happen until you change the mindset that I need to earn respect. So when I am respectful to my child, in the way I behave, in the way I talk, in the words that I use, using kind and gentle words in spite of being angry, then I'm literally teaching my kids that is what respect is.
That's going to work out so much better.
Right.
Okay, mindset number 2. We tolerate certain behaviors because sometimes we don't want to hurt our children's feelings, so we kind of let things slide a little bit.
Yeah. And that reminds me of a family that I was working with. And mom was saying to me, like, Donna, you know what, Mary, she's 3 years old and she just loves to go in my room and she opens my drawers and empty out all of my stuff. And she just likes to play with them. And mom was saying, I don't like it. I really don't like when she empty my drawers and play with my things. But she's only 3 and she really loves to play with my,
And she probably stays quiet and she's occupied.
Right. So mom is like, I don't want to make her feel bad. So I let her. And you know what? Then that child is going to turn 16, which I can attest to. And then they go into my drawer and take my things. And then when I'm looking for a simple thing as my hairbrush, I can't find it. And where is it? It's in my daughter's room.
Right.
I can't even find it in her room. Now I'm ready to use something that belongs to me and I can't find it. That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
But if from day one, mom had said to little Mary, you know what, Mary, this is mommy's drawers, this is mommy's clothes, and I really don't like it when you take my stuff out and play with it. How about we play with something else? And from day one, had that parent put some boundaries in place, put some rules gently, then Mary would learn that, those things belongs to mom and mom doesn't like it when I play with them. And I need to respect how mom feel about her things.
Right.
Right? If I had just taught my daughter a simple lesson, like when you use my things, put it
back.
Right. How many times you're looking for something,
Yes.
you can't find it.
Yes.
Because your kids use it and they didn't return it.
Yeah.
Now, these things might seem to be like
They seem like you should be like, well, what's the big deal? But they turn into big deal as they get older.
And then guess what? They don't do it just to you. They go out and they do it to other people. So really tolerating some behaviors, letting it slide is not really a good way to think and to allow our kids to be. Because in the long run, they're going to disrespect us and our things and our space. And we're going to be wondering what happened. Why are they doing this?
Yeah.
It's just because we tolerated some of that behavior. We didn't set limits. We didn't set boundaries. And that's just how life happened. When there are no boundaries, then you can't complain.
Right.
Right? People are going to cross those boundaries. So we need to change that mindset.
Yep.
And we need to get serious and put some limits, put some boundaries in place. And that doesn't mean we have to be mean, okay? Because I think sometimes we really feel like
that would be mean if we're doing that, like a mean, strict mom.
Yeah,
right?
we could gently tell our kids
Yeah.
and hold them accountable.
Yeah.
So let's change that mindset and let's really start recognizing some behaviors and start getting in there and setting something straight so that we don't tolerate some behaviors that is going to turn into disrespectful behaviors later on.
Okay, the number 3, which is a big one for me. I think
it's all of us. It's not just you. Don't feel bad. It's not just you. It's all of us.
The mindset of I can only get my child to listen if I yell. Because I feel like finally, oh look, you're listening.
And you know what, Alexandra, I really want to jump in here because when I'm working with families and in my own life too, there was a time when I honestly believed that the only way I can get through to my kids is by yelling.
Yeah, and then off the bat you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to yell at you because that seems to work.
Exactly. And I think we work so hard trying to help parents to understand that that's a lie.
Yeah.
Like,
big time.
Yeah, that is really a lie. And unless you can start believing the truth that your child can and will listen to you outside of yelling, then it's not going to work. But you have to give it a try and you have to believe it because it's true. Your action speaks louder than your words.
All right, number 4. My child just doesn't care about me. That's why they're being disrespectful. That mindset.
I know, yeah. Listen, it's not about you. It's all about them. Your kids has learned some behaviors. They know you, they know us, and they know which buttons to push.
Yep.
So guess what? Their behaviors has nothing to do with you. So do not take it personally. There's a proverb that says, guard your heart with all diligence, because out of the heart come the issues of life. Listen, it's not about you, it's all about them. They have learned some behaviors and they're just using those behaviors to get what they want. So stop taking it personally and just follow the tips that we've been talking about. The last 3 tips that we shared with you. Just start putting things in place, monitoring your own self, changing some mindsets, and you'll see how life will change.
All right, so we know we're not alone in this, and children are disrespecting their parents all over the world. But honestly, how do you feel when your child's being disrespectful?
And what do you do about it?
Let us know in the comments. Okay, finally, number 5. Stay calm.
Breathe.
You know that you have to change these mindsets.
And you know what? In all fairness, let's talk about staying calm. This is something gets thrown around all over the place.
Yes.
Everything is about stay
calm, relax,
breathe, and there's all
take
kinds of strategies.
Yeah.
The reality is, if you continue to hold some mindsets, you are going to stay calm because somebody gave you a tip, somebody gave you a strategy to stay calm, breathe, do this, do that. You will do it, but it will only last for so long.
Yeah.
There will come a point where you're going to break.
Yep.
So we are asking you to stay calm, not as a strategy or a tip. We're asking you to change your mindset. So when you have changed your mindset, now staying calm would become very automatic.
Yes, and it'll be much easier to be consistent with that.
Exactly. Because when you know within yourself that, listen, this behaviors is not about me, it's about my kid. When you know some behaviors should not be tolerated and I should really get in there and I should, really make things right. When you know that, you know what, I need to respect my child so that they will respect me. When you change all of these mindsets, guess what? It's going to be easier for you to stay calm and remain calm. Okay, that's the goal. The goal is that every time we are faced with this challenging behavior is for us to exercise these strategies, execute these plans, and get better and better every time. And if you fall off the bandwagon,
Get back on.
Get yourself up, dust yourself off, and move on.
We know changing your mindset, it's not easy. And it's hard. It's hard to stay consistent. And if you feel like you need help and you will need someone to hold you accountable, please reach out to us. We would love to help you, and you can reach us at admin@parentingbeyondbehaviors.com.
And be sure to check out our next video where we're going to be talking about how to stop those bad behaviors.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.